little hiatus to have something to eat, and I'm refreshed now. I'm energized after a long Red Zone live stream, and yeah, so we got the two best teams in the NFC coming up against each other. The winner will play. Will have a bye. Actually, it won't play next week. The loser is going to be playing on Monday, so we're playing in a week and a day in Los Angeles against the Rams. And then the winner will have home field advantage in the postseason. So
Show me your prodigies, your wonderkins, overnight successes,
that's intriguing. And as you know, during commercials,
the late nights, the early risers,
we will have
the relentless fighters,
um,
taking small steps
broadcasts of other sports,
to make the big things happen.
namely hockey. Right now, they're playing the Ducks, I think. Yeah. So, but we will have that going on, as I mentioned. We'll be ready very soon for this. And we will be broadcasting, play-by-play broadcasting the NFL game as well. So, welcome back to Hockey Town. The Vikings and the Lions. The winner getting the 1 seed, as we said. But here we go. So, Lions have the football, start the second quarter. Goff is in the gun. And we have flags all over the field, and they assume to be a false start against us. It is a false start, and it's on the good guys. It's on the Lions. It's on Penei Sewell, the big guard. When I ate, I actually had a burger. I actually didn't even able to eat everything, so I'm actually going to pack some of it and eat it like tonight or tomorrow morning or whatever. But anyway, back to football. Handoff. Right now it is actually 7-0 Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs, the tailback from the Crimson Tide, has the only score today. And they will have home field. Hopefully we will have home field. Just so you know, if you're coming in, I told you I gotta wait a couple. It's a couple days. I gotta see and feel you out. Did you make the burger? No, I didn't make the burger. I can make burgers. We have burgers though. But anyway, Goff stands in. Screen is blown up. I mean, this team always blitzes, and they went right to the back. Van Ginkel went right at Jahmyr and popped him. Just popped him completely. Just to remind you guys, as we said, during commercials, we will broadcast other sports, so I'm not just sitting here. But yeah, it's a big game. So the loser is actually going to play on Monday. They announced the schedule in L.A. in SoFi Stadium against the Rams, which could be these Lions in a rematch. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's Minnesota. Here is Goff. Van Ginkel tries to blitz. Jared goes down. Lions will have to punt. The Minnesota blitz, Greenlaw, got to him. They got to him right there, and it stays 7-0, and we're going to punt the football. And so the punt away, it's a high one. They're going to take it, not fair catch it. Minnesota gets to midfield, and that's where they will start the football. So, all right, we're going to go to break. They're going to go to break. We're not. Lions punted off 13-10 to go in the opening half. 7-0 Lions. But Minnesota getting the football. All right. Okay, so we have a game on. What can we go on? Let's see if Philly is back. Is the Flyers game back on? There are two games. I think those are the only two games going on right now. Yeah. Carolina won in overtime, just 4-3. Islanders won in overtime. A little bit, not as much. All right, so we are okay. Perfect. So there is hockey on right now. So Trent, you'll like this. I get to broadcast a little bit of the Flyers. Send in Nylander gets hit, and the Leafs will try to chop it back out to center ice. Once we get back to Detroit, we'll go back to football. Flyers hold the puck in the zone. Defensive zone side, and it's swept to the goal, and Sonoff able to hold the puck. And there's Craig Berube, coach of the Maple Leafs. He won a Stanley Cup as head coach with the St. Louis Blues. He was also a strong defenseman in the 1980s. But yes, we got the Leafs and the Flyers right now in the commercial thing while we're waiting for the football to come back. Big face-off won by the Leafs, 2-2 our score. 24 shots to 18. Favor the Flyers. So Trent, I remember you said that they were going to win 6-2. Well, Flyers already have the 2 goals, and they're trying to get out of their defensive zone. They do, and they'll move it out east-west. Comes off left wall, shot one wide. Looks out for Scotty Lawton. Lawton and Philadelphia trying to keep it in. They'll bank it down along the far boards. Chips it, tip it in Gretzky's office. There's a good mashing hit along the way. I got to check what's going on in the World Junior Final game. Rasmus Ristolainen turnstiles. They're a hockey team from Philadelphia. Ristolainen tags it on up. And we're broadcasting NHL, since that's my favorite sport, when the football's not back on. Tippett turns it over. And right after this shift, right after they put the puck out to center, we'll go back to the NFL. It's deflected. It's right off the stanchion, and Owen Tippett sends it to center. All right, that's enough of that. We'll be back to Toronto in the next break. But 13-10 to go in the second. Minnesota has the football. They trail 7-0. Darnold, the veteran from USC, and he hands the ball off, and we are right on it. A good hit at the line of scrimmage. And Dan Campbell, who went to a Super Bowl with the Giants, he said, he's the coach of the Lions. He said, hey, this is fairy tale stuff. What more could you want? Win the number 1 seed in your division at home against another 14-win team. And one of these teams will have 15 wins like the Chiefs. Chiefs finished 15-2. One of these teams probably will. Or a draw, but a draw would actually send the Lions the division because of their win against San Francisco. Olivier picks up a first down, but we have a flag on the play. We'll see what that's about. Illegal contact on us. That's not what you want at all. It just isn't. 2-0 Anaheim, actually, in the basketball game, hockey game. New Orleans ended up beating Washington. Cleveland beat Charlotte. Utah beat Orlando. And there's some games going on in the NBA right now in the fourth quarter. 106-99 Houston over Los Angeles. It's a big game. Los Angeles Lakers, I should be more specific. And just like that, Addison is blown up at the line of scrimmage. And take them down. The corner came up at the line of scrimmage to blast them, and it's 2nd down and 10 for Minnesota. No gain by Addison. Under 12 minutes left to go in the opening half. Darnold. We bring a little bit of pressure. Darnold airs one out into the end zone. It's incomplete. Looking for Addison. No flags, thank goodness. And it's third down. They've went to Addison, back-to-back plays, nothing doing for the young wide receiver. They blitz them. They come up off the edge. We blitz them, and they have a decent protection, but then pocket just collapses, and if that throw's not on the money, you're never going to get them. And even though Addison beats Arnold off the drag route, again, the only way to catch him is the perfect throw. And we had enough pressure to dissipate that. Tight end comes in motion. That's Hawkinson, the former Lion. Darnold steps up, throws one. It is high. It's caught by Jefferson. Stiff arm, and he is inside the 10. First and goal, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson. And I don't know if Josh is going to come by, but if Josh does come by for this final, I want to let you know we are going to use the goal horns. It's definitely we're using that. So just so you guys know, so Saturday, I just saw the schedule. So Saturday it starts. The Texans will host the Chargers. That's the opener. Then it's going to be Pittsburgh and Baltimore from Maryland. Then the first game they're starting off with is Buffalo hosting Denver for the first time since the 1991-92 AFC Championship game. Then Tampa hosting Washington. First and goal, rub run, and he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And then the nightcap, which is like the early evening cap on Sunday, is going to be the Eagles hosting Green Bay. And then the Monday night game at like 8:15 whenever is going to be either, well, no, it's going to be in Los Angeles, but the loser of this game is going there. The loser of the division, I should say. The only way for that to be Detroit is Minnesota has to win. It's second and goal right now. No, I don't know. Oh, crazy. I didn't know about that. How do you know about that? I don't really follow the Vikings. I don't particularly care about them. I love the Lions, but I don't. No. I heard about it a little bit. Oh, let me check that World Junior. I kept saying I was going to check it. Let me check it. Darnold airs it out, throws it back in the end zone. Nobody's home. It's third and goal. Okay, so right now in the World Junior final, World Junior, if you're wondering, Commanders fan, World Junior is like the, how do I explain it? It's like the over 17, like, soccer or basketball tournament for like all the kids that are just turned 18 that are like the best kids in the country, and it's for hockey, and it's for each country. It's a big deal. USA is playing Finland. It's late in the second period. Finland has a 3-2 lead. Throw into the end zone. It's incomplete. Looking for Hawkinson. No go. And the former Lion could not get open enough with a linebacker on his back. It's fourth and goal, and Minnesota might be going for it. They are. Yeah, it's right. There's about 3 minutes left in the period, I believe. All right, Jefferson comes out. One man in the backfield. Darnold steps up in fourth and goal. Darnold, we pressure, but they get good protection. Throws high, incomplete. No flags! No flags! No flags! And the Lions take over on downs. He went to Jefferson on a curl route. Oh, and they love it at Hockey Town. The Lions take over with 10:20 to go in the half. A goal line stand by this voracious defense. It went off the hands of Justin Jefferson. No points for Minnesota. Oh, yeah, we're real good. Lions one of my teams if you don't remember, if you forgot. All right, back to Philly. Well, Toronto, specifically. That's what you want. 14:10 to go in the third. Power play for Philadelphia. Flyers move it in. Yeah, I don't use it, though. He sends it back out to their young goaltender. Kudosov, the goaltender, drops it off to Tippett. Here comes Rasmus Ristolainen. How many times did he play the Battle of Niagara battle as a member of the Sabres? Flyers come in. Forsberg. Drop pass out to the point, Ristolainen. Ristolainen delays the line. Hops off right hash. Bobby Brink was taken down, but they control. At the left hash. Right circle shot. Oh, and it just deflected wide. Flyer power play looks good right now, though. Ristolainen a shot. This one deflected off the screen. Tipped aside off the corner wall. Ristolainen holds the bumper spot. 25 seconds left of the man advantage for the Flyers. Ristolainen a drive and a save made. Leafs are playing good defensively. And they said at Dayton, right? Dayton? Does that remind you? Dayton University in Ohio, I think? Dayton Flyers? That's probably what it reminds you of. Puck comes across Sanheim behind the net. Sanheim trying to feed one in front, and it comes right up the right hash. Leafs have killed it. There's a drive by Lawton. He tries to keep it out to behind the net as it's siphoned over off the bouncing boards. Puck settled in Lawton. No, he's saying he heard the team name. He said, what are the Flyers for Philadelphia? Like, because we were talking about hockey. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking he's great. But look. We were talking about hockey. So he's like, what are the Flyers? He knows what the Dayton Flyers are, but he doesn't know what the Philadelphia Flyers are. And I understand. Look, listen. I get it. I got everything in control. If you really feel like it's bad, we'll know. All right, back to Detroit. And a run outside. Jameer is going to get 5. Let's take a quick update and check out what's going on with the Lakers. 3:30 left. Lakers only trail by 4. That actually sounds like a pretty good game. All right, 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Jared's under center. Jameer in the backfield. Vikings show blitz. They always blitz. Jared's in his own end zone. He's got to get rid of the football. He lost it. Who recovers? It's incomplete. That was the best thing. It was incomplete. It was either taken down by Minnesota, which would have been a touchdown, or our guy in the end zone. Now, we had receivers back there. Are they discussing to see if this is a safety? Van Ginkel wants it to be a safety. Right, if it's intentional grounding, it's a safety. There is no foul for intentional grounding. That's the right call. 3rd and 5. What I would run here with their blitz, the Lions have a chance, guys, to open this game up completely. The Vikings always blitz. Minnesota has said, we're going to blitz. Flores loves to blitz. This is a team that loves to pressure. We want to bring it. They don't know what they're going to do. We bring in these exotic ends. Run a screen, but they're not running a screen. They're running a wheel route, and they got a first down. All right, looks like enough. But yes, a bit of a wheel route coming off the corner spot, and Jared Goff found it. Finally able to get out of the shadow of our own end zone. Wow, really? How do you know this? Are you watching the game? Did you find a channel? You could find it. I'm going to see if I can find it. Handoff up the gut. And not much yardage. Jameer gets 1. Twitter updates. Okay. I'm going off the update online. Also, second quarter, we forgot to mention it in the nightcap, Sacramento and Golden State in California. It is the Kings by 9 points right now with 8:14 to go in the second between Sacramento and Golden State. All right, 2nd and 9. Jared under center. Hands it off. Good gain for Jameer again. And he is close to the line to gain. And actually think they gave that to St. Brown. They gave it to St. Brown, the receiver, an inside draw, the trickery, and he is going to get 8, and it is 3rd and 1. Very low-scoring defensive games. What's funny, I only missed one score, the touchdown. That's it. It's not your back and forth so far. Winner, as we said, gets the 1 seed. Loser plays on Monday in Los Angeles against the Rams. Lions played the Rams last year. I don't know the last time the Vikings played the Rams, if ever. They definitely have, but it might be back in the 80s. You know what? At halftime, I'm gonna do that. Update on the last time each team's played each other and like what the all-time record is. I think that could actually be a lot of fun. So we'll do that at halftime. Goff is under center. Tight ends come up the line. Goff fakes the handoff. Jared is pressured on the blitz. It's picked off. Minnesota gets the ball to the 7. 1st and goal, Minnesota. Jared tried to throw the ball up to the screen. It was deflected and intercepted by Minnesota. And they'll have 1st and goal at the 7. The drive is kaput. Metellus comes up off the edge. He just slanted by the tight end, and Jared tried to elevate the football. It got deflected by him and then bounced into the hands of the middle linebacker for Minnesota. And they, as we said, they'll get the football at our 7. 1st and goal, Minnesota. 6:55 to go in the first half. Darnold is in the gun, empty backfield. Aaron Jones is in the slot, the former tailback from the Packers, who was huge last week against his old team. Darnold gets the snap. It's low. We pressure. Good pocket, though. They don't have a lot of – they have some room. It is incomplete. And there are no flags, and it was nearly picked. And he was going to Jefferson. He forced it to Jefferson, and Robertson with a great deflection at 2nd and goal. I don't think there was safety help. There's no safety help. This is one-on-one. Robertson, Jefferson, mano-a-mano, and Robertson nearly picks off Darnold. And a great deflection. It is now 2nd and goal, though. Jefferson with Robertson covering. I would bring safety help to Jefferson's side. There's no safety help, but we blitz. Darnold throws, tipped, caught by Jefferson, but he's out of bounds at the end line. Joseph came back late as the free safety, but again, Robertson was one-on-one on the best receiver on the planet and made the play. Oh, my. Look at this. The fact that we don't give safety help. A one-on-one, Robertson on Jefferson. Justin Jefferson has over 1,516 yards this season. That's his amount. Blitz. Darnold throws wide open. Incomplete. Guess who? Jefferson again. He went to Jefferson again. 3 straight throws on drag routes to Jefferson. It's 4th down. And this time, Robertson actually played it wrong. Robertson took the bait on the high riser, and it goes right over the head, hands of Jefferson. My goodness. 25-yard field goal attempt, and it is right down Broadway. Bit of a hooking kick, but they get points. I mean, that was disastrous to let them get the ball on the 7, but the fact that Minnesota doesn't get in the end zone is good. 6:35 left. Lions 7, Minnesota 3. All right, back to Toronto. Under 9 minutes left in the third. We're still tied at 2. 27-20 shots favor Philadelphia. Austin Matthews, the big veteran from Arizona. Backhand feed behind the net. The Leafs try to carry it out of the zone and lug it up. Banked off the glass. There's another game going on with Anaheim and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay lost last night 2-1 to Los Angeles. Tippett gets the puck back, 8:15 to go in the third. Tippett tries to barnstorm one in. His stick is tied up, and the Leafs come away with it. A high riser, a roller, and this puck just clips off the blue line. Here comes a shot coming off the right hash. Flyers trying to get it out, and barnstorm it aside. Let me know if you're liking this broadcast for the Flyers, Trent. I know you love the Flyers. Konechny try to come up. Ristolainen, he's dogged behind the net. He goes down. Almost tripped himself. Another thing I forgot, the Golden Globes are today as well. Trying to act close is Dewar. But he's getting no benefits from this Philadelphia defense. They stick the puck aside, and it comes out to the corner wall. Looks out for Morgan Riley, the veteran. Morgan Riley, the only player on this team, and one of the few players in the NHL still in the league that was on the Leaf team that had that whole 4-1 debacle against the Bruins back in Game 7, 2013. But he's a great player, and he's always going to be a strong offensive guy. Flyers try to spit into the zone. They do, and we're going to leave that alone, and we're going to go on to Detroit, on to Hockey Town. Their hockey team has been red hot. The football team trying to get the number 1 seed, 15 wins. It would be, they would have the best record in the NFL, along with Kansas City, with a win. Both would have byes. You know, Kansas City would host Denver for sure if Denver wins. And this kick does bounce inbounds. I thought it was going to hook out of bounds. We're going to get some good yardage out of it. But no, it's a touchback. St. Brown will take that. 6:35 to go in the second quarter. And we lead by 4. There's showing, I thought it was AI, but it actually is Barry Sanders at the game. Barry Sanders is there, one of the greatest players that ever played for the Detroit Lions, for any team in the NFL. Short throw, caught, and it'll be a good gain up to the marker. St. Brown tripped himself, turf trip, or he would have gotten the first down a lot more in that open space. Basically threading the needle. And they're mentioning who I mentioned. Remember you guys saying, who should they hire as a coach? And everybody's talking about Ben Johnson. This is the guy. This is the guy. The offensive coordinator. In fact, I did all my, if you remember, I had a video on the Puck Drops here. I did all the predictions for awards. And my Assistant Coach of the Year award, I said was going to go to Ben Johnson. We'll see if he gets it. I tell you, Dan Campbell and Andy Reid are going to get real they're going to be big for Coach of the Year. And you know what's funny? This Lion team is as good as any. You know, you only had the 2 losses so far coming into this game. Both that were in this building against Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Both teams that made the postseason and Detroit could see later down the line. And if it was Tampa Bay, it would be here. But you know, it's interesting that I kind of have the feeling that the Lions, even if Ben Johnson goes, they have a ability. I believe they could be better than they are this year. I know that doesn't make any sense. 15-2, how do you better? At least execution-wise and getting it done, I think they can. They're still a building team. If the team could win the Super Bowl this year and be better next year, they're building this culture. The culture completely died. It's like Buffalo, but you know, the big deal is now you got to get over the hump. And they got to the title game. Took Buffalo a couple years to do that. So now the next step is let's get to the Super Bowl. And in the NFC Championship game, you had to do it in Santa Clara. You don't have to do that if you win this game. And the opposite effect of it is you lose this game, then you would have to start out as a 14-win team. First down, Jahmyr Gibbs. You have to start, though, against some teams that maybe you don't feel comfortable against. You would have to start on the road in L.A. If Washington and Green Bay don't take care of business, then you would have to go out to Minneapolis. They're saying he's short, 4th and inches. You go for this. You go for this. And Dan Campbell always goes for it, but you go for this. Easy. It's 4th and inches. You're in plus territory. You've been cutting Minnesota's defense all the way down the field, and somebody just called a timeout. It's us. So we call our first timeout. I would not punt this football. So they are challenging to say that he was not sure. So this is smart. So they're going to take a timeout to take a look at it. The Detroit could keep their timeout, and while they view it, he could also figure out what the play they want to run is. Josh Reynolds was the one that was 1 yard short. We'll see if Josh got there. Another Aggie. They're going to go to break. We're going to go back to Philly. Well, he's not going to tell you his Twitter because, we're private about it. But who cares? It's not that big of a deal. Nylander. Slap shot, save made, and it's held. What do you have? Kudakov, sorry. That's a first down. What are you talking about? The game's on. Oh, the spot. It's close. It's close, definitely, yeah. Michael Nyes is such an athletic player, and he nearly banked that in. 4:22 to go in the third. Big face-off. Tavares. He's tied up, and the Flyers are able to send the puck back. Goes off the glove of Tavares, and it's sent all the way down, clinking it through. That's great. You should connect with that broadcast. You say, "Hey, I'm a Flyers fan. I'm working to be abroad. I watch broadcasts on YouTube. My friend's a high school sports broadcaster, and he does streams. You should connect with that. Connect with that, man. Go to do the next step. That's what I always try to do. Flyers try to settle this one through. Here comes the rookie, the Russian rookie. Back out to the point. Drysdale behind the goal. Drysdale looks Sanheim's way. Sanheim delays, fakes, right hash. Sanheim backhand feeds one in front. Save made, held, rebound. And it's held. Frost tried to bang it in, but 3:33 to go in the third. It's a 2-2 tie, and we have a date in Detroit. So they changed the spot, but they don't change that he got a first down. Now you have a play here. Jumbo formation, 3:42 to go in the first half. 7-3 Lions. Jared hands it off. No, fakes the handoff. Jared, a missile. Incomplete. Whoa, was that deflected? He must have missed the timing on that throw. It's incomplete. And Minnesota takes over. That was weird. That throw was flat. And the receiver probably ran the wrong route. I don't know what that play was. They've sold out for the run, so he had guys open. Now that throw deflected? Oh, that throw was deflected. You know what? Okay. So he tried to get that to Jamison Williams, and the big D tackle tipped it up in the air, and the drive is over. I don't feel as bad about that, knowing that got deflected. So that was going right over to Jamison Williams. But Minnesota's got decent field position. They're at the 41. They're 41. Aaron Jones is taken down after a minimal gain. No, that's a good call because they're going to sell out for the run. You're going to step up. The blitz is going to come, And then Williams going to be open, clear throw. They have a strong defensive line. They're very athletic. And they've had a lot of deflections. Lions defense wants to create a turnover here. Hopefully we can do that. Only a 2-yard gain for Jones. Fakes the handoff. Darnold pressured. We're going to chase. Darnold is still on his feet, and he's taken down hard out of bounds into the Lions sideline. It is 3rd and manageable for Minnesota in what is all likelihood, unless it's an incompletion, will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. So that's perfect. We can get to the real nuts and bolts of what's going on with Toronto. But yeah, at halftime, we'll see if we can do some other game broadcast, but I'm going to try to actually talk about the matchups and announce like kind of the history of it. Like this is the first time that they've played. Tampa Bay is 4-2 all time against Washington or whatever. Some history. I'd like to do that. 3rd and 6. Darnold takes the snap. We blitz. Darnold pressured, throws, caught. First down, Minnesota, and it'll drag him down to the 35. Jalen Naylor. And a first down for Minnesota. We are at the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Minnesota just inside the 40-yard line. They trail by 4 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. We have a 4-point lead, but got to play some defense. 7-3, Lions. All right, back to Toronto. Spiked ahead, 1:20 to go in the third. We're still tied at 2. Nylander. Try to bank it out ahead, and it's crossed back to him. Nylander on the left wall. Close to a minute left in the game. Pacioretty, and he just wristed it wide. Sanheim blasted it through, but the Leafs keep it in. Tavares, great play. Left circle. Chance in front of the save made. Dukyev. Hey, football thing. Tyreek Hill said that he may leave Miami. He's not sure. I don't know where he would go. It actually could fit well in the Texans' offense, I kind of thought of. But I don't know what the cap is going to be. And Stephon Diggs, they signed him, so. Actually, Buffalo's somebody, too. They're going to have to figure out what they would do with Amari Cooper. But Benoit is upset back in Toronto, and we are still tied at 2. Matthews tied up away from Marner. Morgan Riley keeps it back out to the point. Ekman Larson settles it over to Marner. Marner swivels one through. Marner delays the drive. Fakes to Morgan Riley. Ekman Larson fed one in front, and it's blocked aside. Flyers send it out to center. Is this going to be enough for icing? No. Morgan Riley heels it up. Tipped over to Matthews. Heads into the line, looking for Nyes. Nyes freed up the puck. Marner to Matthews. Matthews in the backhand. Less than 30 seconds left in the period. And in regulation time. Here comes Matthews again. Just skipped off the stick of Riley. He goes back to get it. Less than 20 seconds left. Philadelphia's playing prevent. I think they just want to go to overtime. Toronto, this is the last chance to win it here, though. Morgan Riley's got Tavares. He slinks one wide. It goes off the stanchion. Sanheim tries to send it away. Tippett backhands it off. He's going to just heel the puck. Overtime in Toronto. So they're going to overtime, and we're back in Detroit after the 2-minute warning. So we have to just wait for that game to go to overtime. That game should be over now in Houston, Texas. But let's see. Third period. But about, I think, like maybe 15 minutes left in the third in Finland, America, U.S. 3-3, gain for Minnesota, Aaron Jones. But yes, that's the other game. The Rockets did win, 119-115. So there's only one game left, and the first half looks like it's going to come to a close momentarily in Oakland, or San Francisco. A 15-point lead for Sacramento right now. But back to football. Darnold under center. The Lions are going to back up. It's a pitch to Jones. Aaron Jones first down, and he is taken outside the 20. We got flags flying everywhere. See what this is about.
So far, 1 on Minnesota, 2 on Detroit.
We're going to have to see what that is about, but a minute 16 left in the first half. 7-3 Lions to hold on us. Not what you wanted. Minnesota is going to get into the red zone now. They trail by 4. It's on O'Connor.
Sometimes it'll mess with you a little bit. You make that little adjustment at linebacker.
But yes, they're about to start overtime in Toronto. In fact, this would be, I think there were,
Cut off those linebackers on some blocks. So let's see if the Vikings hang with this.
there are 5 games today, and hockey games. 3 of the 5 already going to overtime. None went to a shootout, but back to Detroit. Handoff. Jones, not much yardage there. Let the clock tick. I believe Minnesota's getting the ball to start the second half. I could be unsure. If you guys know, let me know. I'm just updating on other sports going on right now. There's 2 hockey games and an NBA game. Darnold stepping up, throwing, caught, but Jones is tackled and bounds, and it's 3rd down. Minnesota does have all 3 timeouts, though, voice crack. They will wane the clock. A lot of these teams have done a great job of clock management. Timeout Minnesota. They'll take their first of the half with 28 seconds left, facing a 3rd down in the red zone. So they are showing what we were talking about, which was Amik Robertson, how great he's played against Justin Jefferson. Jefferson has 2 catches, 37 yards, and including, remember when they picked off the ball at our 7 and they had 3 straight throws to Jefferson? Robertson was in man coverage at all 3 of them. He deflected one, almost picked him off. He pushed him down the boundary, and on the one that he misplayed, Jefferson still never got to the football while getting a hand on it.
High school matchups, college as well. They hooked up one time. Robinson's out of Louisiana Tech before Jefferson, Martin Gray championship team.
28 seconds left in the second quarter.
6 for the first down.
Darnold gets the snap. Throws. He's hit. Incomplete. No flags. And now what does Minnesota do with 24 seconds left in the half?
And another field goal attempt coming.
Kicking unit.
It's been amazing the kind of beating, pressure coming in from right here that we've seen Darnold.
Look about this defense.
Took a look at some of the numbers.
2 instant red zone opportunities for Minnesota.
I think we can get
Bend but not break.
is going to break down.
They are not allowing Minnesota to get in the end zone.
Side there, trying to get some pressure on for Aaron Glenn himself. With some 25, Riker to the
What a defensive stand so far. The kick is right down Broadway, but the Lions still lead 7-6.
point game. 20 seconds till halftime.
20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Also, the Maple Leafs just won it in overtime.
AWS.
I think, was that Tavares? No, Morgan Riley. So that game is over. Leafs win it in overtime for those monitoring. Sorry about that, Trent, but yeah, he'll come back soon probably.
Give fans more. Boy, good luck cashing in. More defined expectations. More, oh yeah.
So 2 points for them.
NFL fans love.
But 20 seconds left in the half, and Minnesota's going to kick the ball off. I think they are in intermission
Great thing about it is
in
Glenn came up with this strategy.
at the half in Sacramento, 75-51. But I think they're in intermission in Anaheim, I think.
I know my head coach.
Yes. It's 2-1 Anaheim, so we'll get to that when we have a chance.
Against these receivers that the Minnesota Vikings have, and that guy in particular right there, Justin Jefferson, this
Minnesota to kick off.
Frustrated a bit. This may go out of bounds, and if it does,
And this is out of bounds. A kick out of bounds by Minnesota. A bad miscue for them. We're getting a football in good field position with the timeout.
there's the kick base.
Kicking team number 16.
Up by 1.
Ball placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
So at the ball at the 40.
This is a very interesting time, and as we've been telling you the last few years as you've been watching the lines, you know this, they are aggressive. And they're always aggressive in this part of the game, too. With 30, 40 seconds left, they kind of take a shot to get some points, and now they've got a real opportunity.
Ben Johnson, you have to pay attention to him as a play caller. He'll lay a trick play on you in this part of the field, too.
Williams stays in the slot. Jarrett is an empty backfield.
20 yards, can they get it?
Jarrett steps up, throws. Caught! First down, and we get out of bounds. It's so important. St. Brown stops the clock with 15 seconds left, and we still have a timeout.
Cost the Vikings.
Great clock management. Yep. I don't know if you heard me or not. I mentioned it. Morgan Riley in overtime. I just saw it while I was about to broadcast it. It just went to the half, but it's not going to the half. The Lions are moving the football. But Trent, I don't think I have the NBA games, but I will be doing the Anaheim broadcast. But again, what we'll be doing at the half as well is we'll be broadcasting. Goff throws, caught, first down. And now I think they're just gonna, take a timeout and kick the field goal. With 2 seconds left, this will be a 48-yarder. I mean, you thought about maybe calling a timeout, just launching one into the end zone and then kicking after that, but there's plenty of time for that. So a kick out of bounds by Minnesota, it's going to cost them. So we're going to have a chance to.
Rookie seasons, but are in big moments. And Bates hasn't had those big moments. If you're with us for the Houston game when he kicked the game-winning field goal, we told you that he was selling bricks in Houston and then got a call to come try out for the UFL when they came to the team and played this building. The Michigan Panthers and kicked 360-plus yard field goals. Riker, the kicker who kicked it out of bounds in the kickoff, he's been part of the national championship teams.
Young kicker Jake Bates, who played in the XFL or USFL, for the Michigan Panthers. Timeout. Minnesota. Oh, anyway, as I was saying, was at half, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go over the matchups. I mean, if you guys want to do predictions, you can. You don't have to. But what I'm more interested in doing is going over the matchups, seeing like how historical it is, how many times have they met each other in the postseason, and like who has the record. Like, Tampa Bay is 4-2 against Washington all time or whatever. So I wonder what you think about that. But we're gonna do that as well as the Anaheim game.
Here from 48 to extend the lead for break.
Here's the kick, and it is right down Broadway at the half. A terrible mistake. Special teams by Minnesota. We're going to halftime. We lead by 4. Lions 10, Minnesota 6 at the half. 30 football minutes away from home field advantage in the postseason for the good guys.
Here in Detroit, Kevin O'Connell throws a left.
All right, cool. All right.
The Lions on top. The Vikings get the ball to start the second.
Minnesota is getting the second half kickoff. Okay, so I was correct about that. But they will trail by 4. All right, so let's do that now. The other. Real quick, let's check. There's about like 9 minutes left in the third. Still 3-3 Finland, U.S. in that game. All right, cool. But we do that. So now we look up.
This is an extraordinary journey that has never been filmed before. The scope of the Americas is
So the Steelers are playing the. No, let's go AFC. So still 2-7, 3-6, 5-4. Okay, AFC. Start with the Bills. I'll tell you.
Annual care doesn't feel good either. But talking to an expert Hackensack Meridian Health
So
physician who knows what I need.
Buffalo has not. Buffalo is making their
It's my doc.
19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, 25, making their sixth straight playoff appearance.
What'd he say? If you bet on a player to score the first touchdown and instead he scores the second, boom. You get your money back.
They have not lost in the first round
Second chance, you heard? What if my guy fumbles?
since 2019 to 2020, which was Josh Allen's first ever playoff game against the Texans.
Lots of touchdowns. You all right? I hurt my spleen.
Get the second chance offer from BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas.
Check out the newest strength equipment at Planet Fitness. Join today for $1 down in
We're trying new machines in the new year. We're building new muscles.
Finding new faith, new focus.
We bet you love that new equipment now.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Healthier starts here with Get Cover New Jersey.
I'm just looking at
When
something real
life comes
quick.
at you fast, quality health coverage is a must. If you need health insurance, now is your time to enroll in coverage through
So,
Get Cover New Jersey.
I thought they actually played Denver more times than I had said, but no, they've actually. So this is only the second ever playoff matchup between the Broncos and the Bills. I'll give you 1 second. Have not. So the Bills. This is only the second time in their history that they have played the Denver Broncos in the postseason. The last time was 1991 and 92, the AFC Championship game, and Buffalo beat them. So Buffalo's 1-0 all time. As you said, that's the playoff history going the last couple years. Denver has not made the playoffs in 10 years, but also they did win a playoff game the last time they won. Not only did they win a playoff game, they won 3. A divisional round game against Pittsburgh, an AFC Championship win against New England, and the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 50, Peyton Manning's last game. They have not won a game. Now, Buffalo had a wild card game last year. Denver has not had a wild card game in the postseason since 2011 to 2012. That was a home game where they beat Pittsburgh in overtime. Rest in peace to Demaryius Thomas. He had the overtime winner. And their last road wild card game was a lopsided loss to Buffalo. So that's the deal on them. Now, the Ravens and Steelers. I actually don't think I have to even look this up. A 102, I think, was the first year they ever played each other. Yeah, a 102. 203, yeah, a 102, 08, 09. 10, 08, 09, 10 to 11. Yeah. And then 14, 15. All right. Yeah. So the Steelers are 3-1 all time against the Ravens. In fact, 3 out of the 4 times the winner of the game went to the AFC Championship game. 2 of the 4 times the winner went to the Super Bowl. As we said, as we were saying, Steelers are 3-1 all time against the Ravens, but all 4 of those games were at Heinz Field. So we're just going through the matchups. All 4 of those games were Heinz Field. So Steelers, as you said, 3-1 all time in the playoffs against the Ravens. The Ravens did win the last matchup. Last time they met was in 2014 to 15. Baltimore won that. That was Baltimore's first ever win against the Steelers in the playoffs. Steelers have previous wins in 02, 09, and 2011. In fact, the last time the Steelers won a championship, they went through Baltimore to do it. So that's the deal on that matchup, that rivalry. All right, let's do, what's the 5-4 seed? Texans, Chargers. Well, this is easy. The Chargers, this is their second playoff appearance in 3 years. They have not won a playoff game since 2019. That was the first, and that was a road wild card win as well for them in Baltimore. Texans won a home. This is the Texans' second straight home wild card game. Texans won a home playoff game last year against the Browns, and so now they'll be playing the Chargers in Houston. So that's kind of the take on that. This is C.J. Stroud's third playoff game. This is Justin Herbert's second playoff game. Stroud is 1-1. Herbert is 0-1. And Herbert's only playoff game came against an AFC South team as well. It came against Jacksonville. Okay, so Philadelphia, Green Bay. I should know this, but
Unstoppable forces and immovable objects colliding, creating a world that was made for adventure. Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
On this week, it's a Hoda-bration on today. Join us as we celebrate Hoda and toast her next chapter.
I'm just going through the stats some more.
Only on today.
Oh, yes, we can. He needed 5 yards to get 1,000 yards for the 11th straight season. Needs 1,000, needs 5 yards. He gets 7. He does it. The team goes crazy. Devin McCourty's math is Jason double. We're happy for Mike Evans. An unbelievable seeing Mike Evans do that 11th season. But how about rock and roll? Brock Bowers, the best tight end in football this year. 112 receptions. Sets the new rookie record for receptions. Brock Bowers, you're a bad man.
Something else, but how about the 500 Club? Exclusive. Brady, Breeze, Manning, Favre, and now Aaron Rodgers. Do the math. It's averaging 25 touchdowns a year for 20 years.
I'm just going through the stats. No, I think the Texans will win. I think Pittsburgh wins because Baltimore always has problems with Pittsburgh. Even in these 2 games, they have problems with them. I think Pittsburgh wins. I think Buffalo wins. I think the Texans win. I think Minnesota's going to lose this game, and I think Minnesota will win. The Commanders and the Packers will win. I'm just still looking at this for a second. Make sure.
This next one's really big. Yeah, that's why Miami missed the playoffs. Tyreek Hill set it up, bro. I thought he loved South Florida and Miami, and now he's sick of it.
Right, so the Packers are 1-2 all time against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're playing the Eagles. The Eagles are 2-1 all time against the Packers. The Eagles. This is the second straight year the Eagles are playing a wild card game. It's a home playoff game for the Eagles. The Packers, second straight year being on the road in the wild card. The Packers won a wild card game last year. The Eagles won a wild card, lost last year. Last time Eagles won a playoff game was the NFC Championship 2 years ago against San Francisco. And the Packers' 2 losses against the Eagles in the playoffs were a 2004 divisional round, 2003-2004 divisional round, and in the 1960 NFL Championship game in Vince Lombardi's first playoff season as the coach of the Packers. And then the Packers' one playoff win was against the Eagles, actually in the first round in 2010, 2011, when they won the Super Bowl. So actually, 2 out of the 3 years that 2 out of the 3 times the Packers and the Eagles played each other, the winner would go on to win the NFL title, would go on to win the championship. So that's a big deal there, and it's the first matchup between these teams since 2010, 2011. Okay. Command. This is gonna be a good one.
The fastest
internet whenever you need it from Spectrum.
Commanders season by season. About against the Tampa.
Cupcakes, frosting. Do not eat dirt. Have a sleepover. You'll enjoy it. Be messy. Like me. Have some fun. Jump up and down. It's part of life. Happier people just live longer. Norfolk raise hope.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in a test drive?
Absolutely. There's the all-new Kick, the new Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Hurry into the Nissan year-end sales event. Nissan over 6 vehicles with trading MSRP under $30,000.
Who'd they play again? The Commanders played. Oh yeah, Tampa.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of all audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited. Tonight's first half replay is presented.
So the Bucks are 2-1 all time against Washington. Bucks, and all three, 2 of the 3 games were in Tampa Bay. So this is the 3rd out of 4 games that will be in Tampa Bay. In fact, the road team is 2-1. The first matchup is the only time the home team won, which was the first matchup in 99-2000 playoffs, so the Bucks beat Washington in the divisional round, and then Washington beat the Bucks their last playoff win in 2005 in the wild card round, and then back in 2021, the Bucks beat the Commanders. So Washington is
A little bit lower than they've been in terms of productivity thus far this year. And this Minnesota offense has gotten down to the red zone 3 times, no touchdowns. Opportunities they came
Washington is, Tampa Bay is 2-1. Tampa Bay won a home wild card game last year, 2nd straight year, going to the 4th straight year going to the playoffs. Washington's last playoff appearance was that aforementioned 2020-2021 when they lost to Tampa Bay.
against that foundational base last year in San Francisco. And Jared Goff now starting his career, Super Bowl with the Rams, and then the trade for Matthew Stafford. And instead of being a placeholder, he's got a place in the Lions.
So that's the shtick on them.
In their history after tonight.
So 3-1, as we said. 2-1, as we said, all time in that matchup between those two teams.
Number 1 seed in the NFC. Jake Bates to kick it off.
Kick is
Taking the knee. Minnesota gets the
you take it and kneel down, and that's it.
Dan, 30 minutes left.
Also, real quick on the wins, Pittsburgh's last playoff win was it's actually been a long time for Pittsburgh, believe it or not. It sounds weird, but it's been a long time. Was 16-17 in the divisional round at Kansas City. Baltimore's was last year in the 2nd round against the Texans. We mentioned the Bills in Denver already. And Texans was last year against Cleveland. Chargers, we mentioned Baltimore. We'll get to the NFC in a second with those. Handoff up the middle for Minnesota to get a couple yards. The first win, Philadelphia's last win. Oh, we mentioned Philadelphia's. And then Green Bay's last win was in the 1st round last year against Dallas. You remember that, Trent. Favorite fast food place? Favorite fast food place is Taco Bell. And I don't serve the stuff I like the most, but the most stuff I like is the breakfast, like the breakfast crunch wrap. It's like my favorite thing. But is that team. As you said, Green Bay, Philadelphia, and then we mentioned Philadelphia. Tampa Bay's last playoff win was last year in the 1st round against Philadelphia, and Washington's was 2 years ago, or not 2 years ago, sorry, in 2006, 5-06, in Tampa Bay. Darnold in the gun on 3rd and 8. Darnold takes the snap. Darnold pressured. Darnold steps up, throws, incomplete. Robertson again. Oh, my goodness, there's flags. Robertson made the play on Jefferson, and they are throwing flags. They are throwing flags, and I don't believe it. Illegal contact on the Lions. Oh, what a mess. But it will be a first down. And they say, Brian Branch, hey, it's okay. You get him. You're doing the right thing. Yeah, I love Taco Bell as well. Love it. But
One of the things that the Vikings talked about was that trying to get off the ball against these guys is going to be a battle. So we just have to.
Yeah, so those are all the matchups that have been set yet. At the end of this game, I'll talk about the last matchup for like the LA and the Lions. Now, LA, the Rams, I can't think of that many matchups they've had in the playoffs against the Lions. They probably have. Besides last year, obviously they met last year. But I know that they have a rich history against Minnesota. Darnold throws, incomplete, looking for Addison. And it's 2nd down. Aaron Jones is in the locker room right now. Isn't that crazy? Right now, it is 2-1 Anaheim. 15 minutes left in the third, 5 minutes in. Monitoring that game at a commercial. We'll go to broadcast that hockey game. Early in this third quarter, with Detroit leading 10-6. He just kicked it out to that second gear, and Akers nearly scored for Minnesota. Again, not what you want, but you know it happens. It happens, but yeah. Darnold's in the gun. Handoff. Akers goes nowhere. Good front four by the Lions. They're pressuring with the 10-6 lead. The 4-point lead for the Lions, and Minnesota's trying to get their first lead. Here's a funny thing. If they get in, I wonder if they go for a 2-point conversion. Because they're gutsy, too. Separate them. They're really gutsy. They got 2 field goals, nothing in the end zone. Lions have been stout defensively. Ball at the 5. Motion comes Jefferson, fakes the jet. Darnold throws the short route over to Jones. He's out of the locker room apparently, and he's taken down out of bounds. It's 3rd and goal. Because then you go up by 4, and you know that the Lions want to come back. You force them to go back and forth with their offense. They want, and the Lions, we want to play physical, demanding defense, possession. You know, force them to play from behind. That's what I would see. If Minnesota wants to do it, Darnold fakes. Darnold pressured. Darnold's going to tuck. No, he's going to throw on the run. There's nobody home. No flags. 4th down. Minnesota might go for this here. Yeah, they have just not been able to get in the end zone, and the Lions' defense has just played so strong, so team-oriented defense.
Stopped on 4th and goal from the 3 in the first half. 4th and goal from the 2 now.
Maybe that short hitch, they might open the screen. Jones is a blocker, so that's not the option. Darnold reverses field. Darnold is looking towards Addison. Incomplete. Flags? None. No flags. We take over on downs. Thank you. I appreciate it. Darnold's throw just misses the hands of Addison. Great coverage. Lions get the football. What a stand. It's 10-6. All right. Okay, back to hockey if this thing would let me. All right. Tipped up and brought out. This is Tampa Bay Anaheim, for those wondering. 12 minutes to go in the third. Chance Sorelli. Hagel. Save. Gibson. No rebound. And they are going to go to commercial in Anaheim. Anthony Sorelli with the drop pass. Brandon Hagel just could not squeeze that through the pads of Gibson. And it's still 2-1 Ducks. All right, so.
Perfect.
Well, you know what? Let's get that up now. We have a chance to talk about the Rams.
You feel that? We just had a moment.
Because the Rams are hosting the loser of this game.
When you bundle home and car insurance.
Good morning, commuters. Looks like we got traffic backed up for miles. Starting with a downed tree blocking East Avenue and a broken water main causing a bottleneck on the westbound lanes. We've got weekend travelers flooding the turnpike.
Not sure. That's lacrosse, right?
For traffic for the foreseeable future. I'd get comfortable. You might be there for a while.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
The red zone has been a nightmare so far for the Minnesota Vikings on offense, and for a variety of reasons.
They're going to get ready to come back now.
High throws being missed, occasionally just catch a break, right? Nick Robertson just catches a break on that one. They miss the throw, then they answer with pressure, come back, force the scramble, and it has been the way that they have just plastered to these receivers down the field.
So, all right, so here we go. So I got it for the Rams. So the Rams are 0-2 against the Lions. They've never beaten them. They played them in 1952, and last year, Jared Goff is a man throwing, picked off. He overthrew him. Harrison Smith, the only good thing is that we get the ball out of our own end zone, but Minnesota gets the football on their own 45. So one play later, Jared Goff throws it to Minnesota, and they have the football now. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, PLL. But, yes, so they're 0-2 all-time against the Lions. Both of those games in Detroit. The first game ever in the Pontiac Silverdome, the first time they played, and then last year here. So it would be, if the Lions lose this game, it would be the first playoff game the Lions ever played in LA. But remember I told you the rich history? Yeah. The Rams are 2-5 against the Vikings, but their last matchup ever against the Vikings in the playoffs was 99-2000 when they won the Super Bowl, when they were in St. Louis. But they also had a 4-game stretch in a 7-year span in the mid-70s with the winner going to the Super Bowl every time. So there is a Lion down. That's not good. But so that's the history on that.
Rookie out of Alabama, who's taken in the first round and had so many penalties called against him early in the season, but has since figured it out. Just made a big play on the prior snap. Arnold down right in front of Dan Campbell on the line sideline.
So they're going to see if our corner's okay, and they're going to break.
We've got shifting weather conditions on the horizon.
Because he was just wondering because you just said you were back. So real quickly, because Trent, you missed it. Yeah, he's a good guy. He really is. Trent, I know he's a good guy. He actually is normal. So he was just wondering. He's an interesting kid. Okay, so Trent. So just real quickly, we were talking about the odds with the Rams. The Rams are 2-5 against Minnesota all time. They went 1-4 against them in the '70s, with the team going to the NFC title game every year in that rivalry. But the last time they played was '99 and 2000, and the Rams won the Super Bowl in one of their two wins against the Vikings. Meanwhile, against Detroit, they're 0-2 all time with a loss in 1952 in the Pontiac Silverdome and last year in the first round. It'll be back-to-back appearances for both those teams, but second time in 3 years for Minnesota. Back to Anaheim because they're in commercial. And it's out at center. Flung through. Here come the Lightning. Shot just wide. Hit hard, and on a Gibson. This is the nightcap of hockey tonight. Gibson makes the save. Coming from the corner. Ryan McDonough tried to snipe it home. What is the other game? We have this football game. What is the other game? What's going on with that? 3:37 left in the third quarter. 94-68 Sacramento. They are just rolling over Golden State right now.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Honolulu, Honolulu Blue. Right now they're
All right. 11:39 to go in the third quarter, and Arnold is being looked at. You can't have this guy hurt for any extended period of time. The good thing is that you put the pressure on to win this game. You win this football game. We don't have to worry about playing next week. Everybody can take a rest. Darnold, screen. Jones, first down, and he's taken down. So there you go. Jones moving the football, and it's the first down for Minnesota. They still trail by 4.
And so all those pass plays that have been struggling, and Amik Robertson is out there doing a fantastic job on Justin Jefferson. But at some point, the other guys
See who's going to win this division crown.
be able to beat some of the corners they've got in the game.
Darnold under center. Fakes the handoff to Jones. Darnold is pressured. He throws. Almost intercepted. Zadarius Smith, another Alabama guy, nearly picked it off in the flat, and it might be intentional grounding on Darnold, which would lose them the down, and I heard a roar. That might be the call. Yes. Intentional grounding. So they'll lose the down.
Take a look, and you had Trent Sherfield there for a minute, but then he got out. And I tell you, we have seen this entire game. I don't think Sam Darnold's been hit this much since he's gotten in the NFL. I mean, this has just been
And they have just pressured him and pressured him.
We're unexpected to be able to bring this kind of pressure. This is a game plan. This is something they put together with these guys up front. And let's do say, though, that Alex Anzalone being back may have a little something to do with this. They're going to win it.
Ozanuki comes up at the line of scrimmage. Here's Darnold in the gun on 2nd and 23 from midfield. Trying to make sure that slot is covered. Partial blitz now to full blitz. He's got Jefferson. Robertson went down. Jefferson's going to get a chunk of yards. Robertson believed he was taken down illegally. I don't know if he has any merit on that, but I believe our guy, he went outside, inside. He kind of pushed him a little bit of a push off. Big third down coming, though, for the Lions. Got to make a stop here. Got to play some defense. And I'll see if they can hit the quarterback because it's 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 6. He picked up around 17. The throw, it's caught. Dropped by Jefferson. Robertson was covering him again. 4th down. I wouldn't even say a Minnesota punt. Like in the red zone stream, say this team punts, this team does this team. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. No idea. They may bring the field goal unit out though.
He's having to anticipate throws and cuts from his wide receivers that they haven't had to do all season long.
51-yarder for Riker. Kick is right down Broadway. They're within 1. It's 10-9. A defensive clinic. So they do get points off the pick, but not a touchdown. 9:55 to go in the third. We got to get some points on the board. We lead by 1. 10-9. Lions. All right.
Told mom to send her prescription to Amazon Pharmacy. She didn't.
Off to Anaheim.
Now you're stuck behind this man.
8:20 to go in the third.
Pharmacy finally purchased at the store.
And Anaheim trying to get it out to center. It's backpedaled on through, and the Ducks will bring it ahead. 30-21 shots favor Tampa. They trail by 1, though. Here's Geeky. Connor Geeky drops it off. Right hash, a shot. And that was blocked into the screen. 7:59 to go in the third. Still 2-1 Tampa Bay. There's Frank Petrano. What a player he is. We'll see what Tampa's captain, Victor Hedman, can do. He's very good at siphoning the puck. Gotta check out that World Junior. What happened in that? I don't know. Probably not. I'm gonna have work tomorrow. Are they playing Buffalo? I'm not sure where they're playing. They're going to overtime in the World Junior final. Wow, that's going to be a classic. Finland and the United States. Turnover. Terry backhand feed. A shot at a save made. Strome try to pile drive it and give the Ducks a 3-1 lead. Gensel to point and points offside. With 7:23 to go in the third. It's on NHL Network. I don't have it. I don't know if you'll have it. The third quarter's taking a while in Golden State, apparently. Still in the third quarter. 102-72 Sacramento. I mean, you talk about a lambasting, a shellacking. That's it.
He said that was one of the milestone moments for Detroit in this turnaround that took them to the NFC Championship game, the division title last year. And that's with 14 wins and trying to repeat. Champion to the north, but Minnesota's got a great chance. That game is a one-point game.
Big return and we a touchback.
All right, let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K Skycam, and it has been these new edge players on the outside. Jonathan Grenard working against Panay Sewell, one of the absolute best in the National Football League. Then to the other side, going against Taylor.
And Sewell, they're just showing some replays. But let's see what we can do offensively here. Got to go down the field and score. Just got to do it. It's the way it is. Jared's under center, kicks the leg. Jared fakes the handoff. Steps up, throws a screen. It's high. It's caught. Down the sideline, close to the boundary. Should be close for a first down for Jameer. Metellus chased him down behind the play. 9:40 and change to go on the third. 10-9 Lions. They love to run the play action bootleg, and we'll see what if they do that. How well they would be able to do it. Up the gut, Jameer picks up the first down. And he crosses the 40.
Against this Minnesota defense, rebuilt in free agency in part by that man, Wesley Adolfo-Mensa, the general manager, in his third year here with the Vikings.
Then he signed all these defensive guys. They're hanging on.
Throws high, caught. Close to the marker, Laporta. And they got rid of T.J. Hawkinson. He went to Minnesota, and we got Sam Laporta. Sam's played well.
Needing medical attention on the field.
There is a Minnesota player down. That's Phillips. That's why his game is taking so long. So all these injuries.
Nobody wants out of this fight. You know, yeah, nobody wants out of this fight. But this is, you know,
It's partially the reason. With 8:53 to go in the third quarter.
This is it, right? It's not going as expected. Everybody thought this was going to be high scoring. It's not. The defenses have stepped up, and now you have to go find a way to find the grit and go win this game. It's not always going to be as you plan it. You've got to figure out a plan from here, and typically from here, toughest team wins.
Handoff, Jameer again, first down. Found it interesting that, you know, they have not really run the football with Jamison Williams a lot. But that's going to move the chains. They just started the fourth quarter in Golden State. It is that blowout we were talking about. Jared motions the man. Jared throws the screen. Short. And Jamison Williams just got flipped by Brian Murphy Jr. Byron. 7-10 and change in the third. 7-10 and change in the third. Goff stepping up. A missile. And it's caught. Sam Laporta close to the line to gain. And it'll be third and short.
Double A blitz coming right there, and Reynolds had to come over and step up and make this block. There is no time at all to do that, and yet able to hang right in there.
Third and two throws. Short but caught. St. Brown and a first down for the Lions. What a play. What a throw by Jared Goff. By the way, Anaheim just scored on a 2-on-1. It's 3-1 in that hockey game. But what a throw to St. Brown. Jared Goff just lanced it inside the 30-yard line. It's tipped, but it's caught. Just to escape a couple of yardage markers, and the blitzing linebacker, Jamison Williams, was. And he got by Van Ginkel to make that huge play.
And when you say he drops like 180 times, something like that this year, and still has the ability to come up with 11 and a half sacks, that's a statement.
Cheer for the announcement that Dan Skipper is eligible.
Under center, Goff. Hands it up the middle. Jameer, first down. We're in the red zone.
At the 19-yard line, needed to get another half yard. It'll be third and short.
Not enough for a first down. Sorry, I missaw where the yard marker was.
The loser heading to LA to take on Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the Rams.
We saw a shot there of Justin Jefferson. They're not getting back in it, but this is the first time we've seen one of those classic Detroit Lion wear down a defense drives.
Let's see what the whistle is. I don't know if this is an expedited anything here. Let's check it out. The down judge, Kent Payne, came in.
After replay assists, it's a first down, Detroit.
It is the first down for the Lions. That's what they say.
They had a peek at it. So the Lions will pick up the first down inside the red zone here.
Now, would that be called a Bronx cheer even here, or does Detroit have their own name?
I don't think so. It's Midwest folk. They don't do those things.
Okay.
and that extra surge and push got him there.
10-9 Lions with the lead.
Second best drive of the night for Detroit.
Jared's under center, and he hands the ball off. It's the line of scrimmage, and a good gain, and it's second down.
Make the tackle. We talked to the Vikings about Cashman, the linebacker. A couple of different folks said maybe lost with him. Is that big free agency addition?
Lions just playing that solid offense right now.
13-0. Cashman in the line.
Well, in today's NFL,
They've just dissipated the defense and not allowed them to really attack this offense. This offensive line has been strong and sturdy. It's 2nd and 7. Got to get points out of this. I mean, you'd love a touchdown, but you got to get points. Goff fakes the pitch, throws over to St. Brown, breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets inside the 15. It's 3rd down. Listen, I know you want to be a hero, but at this point, the way this game has gone, points at a premium, you can take points. Now, if you believe 4th and 1, you're going to get that, fine, but
Once he comes that way, I'm diving for an ankle. I don't blame
you're going to have to just cut it. The Ducks are going to take down Tampa. They are skating on them, and that game looks over. Goff under center, hands it off. Jameer short of the line to gain again. Yeah, weird that they would extend him, but was he the one that just scored the empty netter? I think he just did. Yeah, he just scored an empty netter, so what does he care? Oh, my, really? In overtime? Wow. Crazy. I got to see how that finished. Ducks look like they're on their way to beat Tampa. 4th and 2, we're going for it. I don't know. Points at a premium here, though. They snap the ball. They blitz. Jared throws. Caught. Touchdown, Lions! What a throw! And a 70-yard drive. Jahmyr Gibbs ran a slant. And he just went right up the middle. What a play. What a play. Just beautiful. The kick is right down Broadway. That was gutsy stuff. 2:30 to go in the 3rd. The Lions lead by 8, 17-9.
The Thompson's new front door looks sharp, right?
Did we need to wake her down to tell her that?
No.
Now, for a young homeowner turning into their parents, neighborhood, is there...
All right, the final seconds of Anaheim. Let's go.
Now, most of the neighborhood uses Progressive for their cars.
12 seconds left in the 3rd. It's all Ducks. They're going to win the game. And Tampa Bay is going to reach the same fate as the Devils. Swept in the state of California. Tampa's on a 3-game skid. And the Ducks are happy to get them there. And John Gibson is now only 6 wins away from tying John Sebastian Jaguar for the most wins as a Duck goaltender. Anaheim 4, Tampa Bay 1 the final. And that's it for hockey tonight. All right, so there's one other professional game going on right now with all the hockey done. And number one, I don't think I can watch it. And number 2, it is a blowout. 115-83 Sacramento against Golden State. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know if there are any other sports on right now. qualifying tennis and cricket. Yeah, or not cricket. Yeah, yeah, cricket. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
I take this job very seriously. I want to win here no different than you. Let's go.
Like there's a D3 national champ. Wait, is this on now? Oh, okay. So I think there's a Division III champ. Wait, now I'm confused. What was the North Dakota State Division III championship? Oh, is that that's FCS? I'm dumb. Okay, so there's one other game that I could do during commercials. It's a Division III national championship. It's actually kind of interesting. I went to a Division III school, so I totally get it.
Lions take a running back so high, both in the draft. Well, Jameer Gibbs is now giving them
So I guess we'll go to that. And what else am I going to do? But anyway, back to Detroit. Want to kick off.
Bates kicks out of the back. Vikings
And that one goes out of the end zone. 2:30 to go in the third. 17-9.
Have a pure pass rusher right now with the Detroit Lions. So what are they doing? They're squeezing
In favor of the Lions.
no touchdowns, no interceptions.
I hate to do this to you. I usually do the full stream. I could see my eyes. I'm still sick. The throw is caught. First down, Jalen Naylor. I am exhausted. There's a flag on the play. I hate to do this to you guys. I know this is like 2 14-win teams. I would love to do the whole thing. My voice is not my best friend right now. I've done hours and hours of football with you guys. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do the fourth quarter. I'm going to go once the third quarter is over. No, I'm actually, Trent, I'm sorry. I've done so much football today. I've done so many things today. I even did I even helped out with our work, my work, helped out with camera and stuff. I've done so much. I am exhausted. So after the third quarter is over, I'm going to just kind of end the stream, take a nap. Hopefully hopefully don't miss like an exciting finish, and I'm sorry. But I'll let you know about the playoffs because there's a fairly good possibility that I'll be working on Saturday. I'll have to see. But I'll let you know. But let's finish this off. Let's finish this off hard. See, so I'm not just like going through the motions. Let's finish this off strong. Minute 20 and change to go in the third quarter. I'm not going to be able to do the fourth quarter, but I'll let you know about the playoffs. Darnold's in the gun. Darnold steps up. We got to make a stop. 2nd and 7. Darnold throws short, caught by the tight end. He stays on his feet, then he goes down. It's 3rd down. Big 3rd down.
Well, here we go. These are the kind of moments that decide who's the number 1 seed and who's
This is what you got to do here in a game like this.
they won't be going for it. So the full plate is open.
In a time like this, under 50 seconds left. So you guys enjoy the non-broadcasted fourth quarter. If I was doing this game, I'd probably be asking for a lot of coffee so I could stay awake. Not that the game's not entertaining. I'm just saying, like, this tired, just under the weather. Darnold gets the snap. Darnold's going to stand in. He fires it. Incomplete. No flags. He was looking for Hawkinson. That's what it's like when you play in your old town. T.J. Hawkinson did not know where to go. And Alex Anzalone, who's back in the game, who's back on the team after being hurt for a couple of weeks. And he'll be big either on Saturday, sorry, I can't speak. Either on Monday in Los Angeles or next week or the week after in Detroit against some team in the NFC. Could be anybody. Could be this team. Could be Green Bay, Washington, Tampa, or LA. The only thing is we know it won't be Philadelphia here. Or in Minneapolis. The kick is no good! No good! Wide right! Wide right! 23 seconds left in the third. And the Lions hold the lead. the 8-point lead, 17-9. That would have cut it to a 5-point deficit. And Riker, who had 2 big field goals in a football game, hooks it wide right. Oh, my word.
Where it's a one-score game, but if the Lions score on this drive, now you're down 2 scores, and you're down to about 3 drives left in the game. So the margins get tighter.
Oh, they're great. Jarrett under center. 23 seconds left, probably the final play of the third quarter and of the broadcast. Play action fake. Jarrett throws short. It's caught. First down and more, and he'll hop out of bounds. Jameer Gibbs. 16 seconds left, so it's not done yet.
Such a good play there by Goff. We have seen him just begin to emerge, not just as a star in this league, but as a superstar. You turn your back on play action, and you're going to get hit right in the chops. But he knew exactly where the open guy was going to be off of that if both of those guys brought pressure to that side. Neither dropped off in coverage. Goff knew it and took advantage.
End of the quarter.
A fluid throw. That's the end of the third quarter. That is it, and that's it for the stream. Sorry, I don't have enough energy for the fourth quarter. Let me get a little healthier. But there should be a couple of broadcasts on the weekend for the playoffs. I'll let you know. Definitely we'll work it around and continue following me in my other endeavors as well. Good night. Happy football, everybody. Enjoy the fourth quarter. I will.